Alright everyone, we will continue on with Daniel Monahan's birthday special with another Sega Genesis game. And this time, I'm going to play Jeopardy Deluxe Edition. So let's see how I do. I'm going to put my knowledge to the test.
This is Jeopardy! Here are the categories.
Anagrams, Gone Fishing, Ballet, USA, World Religion, and Transportation. Alright, I can deal with these categories. Let's start with anagrams for 100. And just like that, we got the daily double. I can risk up to 500 on this clue, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. 500. Melon is an anagram of this other fruit. What's the lemon?
You are correct.
And just like that, we have 500 bucks. I'll continue with anagrams for 200. Carol is one of these, but she doesn't work at Delphi. What's an oracle?
You are correct.
A knight should keep his clean. What's a lance?
You are correct.
Anagrams for 400. I'd walk a mile for the juice of this fruit. What's a lime?
You are correct.
Absolutely. Let's close it out. When we see a good production of one of his tragedies, we all make his praise. Who is William Shakespeare?
You are correct.
Ran the category, and I have 1,900 bucks as a result. Well, let's go to ballet for 100. Let's go there. Frederick Ashton played one of the ugly stepsisters in this ballet he choreographed. What is Cinderella?
You are correct.
Suzanne Yaffe performed part of this expiring bird ballet at George Bush's inaugural gala. What is Swan Lake? Oops.
You are correct.
Oh, I got it right. 300, please. The Moors Pavane is a ballet of love, death, and betrayal based on this play. What is Othello?
You are correct.
Absolutely. Ballet for 400. In the ballet Sylvia, this goddess of the hunt mortally wounds the villain with an arrow. Who's Diana?
You are correct.
And ballet for 500. A poplin is a movement in which a dancer bends her body like one of these creatures. What's a fish?
You are correct.
Got it. That's 2 categories we ran now. I'm going to go with Gone Fishing 100. Splashing and wearing clothes that reflect light may provoke sharks to do this. What is attack?
You are correct.
Gone Fishing 200. Freshwater eels are are catadromous, which means they migrate to the sea to do this. Oh. Spawn. I was thinking that for some reason.
You are correct.
But it didn't dawn on me in time. Oh well. We're gonna move on. Movable Christian feast that can take place between March 22nd and April 25th. What is Easter?
You are correct.
World Religion 200. The Jewish Feast of Purim marks this queen's saving of the Jews in the Persian Empire. Rich. He doesn't have a clue.
Sorry?
Too bad. So he loses his $200. No.
Sorry? Know the correct response?
Esther. Okay. 300, please. World Religion. According to Mormon teaching, it's the name of the angel who appeared to Joseph Smith. What is... Actually, no, I don't think it's Gabriel. Who is Lucifer? What is Lucifer?
Sorry?
No. I didn't think so, but it was worth a guess. For some reason in the back of my mind, I was thinking that, but now I didn't. Nah, I don't think so. Moroni.
You are correct.
Okay, so I was nowhere close. Jacques Cousteau thinks the fish that swallowed this biblical figure may have been a giant grouper. Who is Jonah?
You are correct.
Yeah, there we go. Gone fishing for 400. They come in striped, spotted, largemouth, and smallmouth varieties. What are bass?
You are correct.
Gone fishing 500. And $4,000 sitting in front of me right now. These food fish were so named because they were first caught near an Italian island. What are sardines?
You are correct.
In Catholicism, Immaculate Conception refers to her being born without original sin. Who is the Virgin Mary? Or Madonna? Who is the Madonna?
Sorry?
No, I should have trusted my gut instinct.
Sorry? Sorry?
Was it the Virgin Mary?
Know the correct response?
It was. My instinct led me astray. Oh well. The Muslim calendar starts from the year of this, Muhammad's flight from Mecca. The Hegira.
You are correct.
Hegira, however you say it, I don't. Hawaii's Bishop Museum was founded as a memorial to the last direct descendant of this king. Who is Kamehameha?
You are correct.
Alright. Peterson House, where Lincoln died, is across the street from this other famous building. What is Ford's Theater?
You are correct.
USA Today reports they are the USA's fastest growing ethnic group. Nope.
Sorry.
Oh, the Hispanics. That's right.
You are correct.
This Northeast state is the only state whose name is a homophone of a common word. What is Maine?
You are correct.
And USA 500. This Southeast state is fringed by a long chain of sandbars called the Outer Banks. What is North Carolina?
You are correct.
From the Old Norse word for a roof beam, it's a craft made of beams lashed together. What is a catamaran?
Sorry.
Wrong. A
You are
raft.
correct.
A London cab drove for 70 days from London to this Australian city famed for an opera house. What is Sydney? Beer. Foster's Australian for beer.
You are correct.
$300. Like the Wrights, the Dodge brothers began their career in transportation making these. What are bicycles?
You are correct.
The events at the 92 Summer Olympics range from A to Y. Archery to this. What is yachting?
You are correct.
Carl Dentz devised the Wolfpack attack formation used by these in World War II. Submarines.
You are correct.
So Rich has 1,300, I have 6,100, Erica minus 900, so she'll make the first selection in.
Double Jeopardy.
And we're going to start that round now.
Here are the categories.
State capitals, famous quotes, the circus, organizations, ancient Egypt, and finally, hodgepodge. Okay, I can deal with these categories. Let's get started. If you're a macaroni manufacturer, you can join the NPA, the National Association of this. What is pasta?
You are correct.
Organizations for 400. Founded in 1941, the CAP, which stands for this, is headquartered at Maxwell AFB in Alabama. The Civil Air Patrol.
You are correct.
Okay, got it. Civil Air Patrol. Moving on. The NHRA is the National Association for this type of car. What is a hot rod?
You are correct.
The Unlimited Association for these animals is located at One Way in Long Grove, Illinois. Ducks.
You are correct.
Okay, Erica's out of the hole and has some money. In 1907, Barnum and Bailey Circus was sold to these brothers. Who are the Ringling Brothers?
You are correct.
There are two main types of these in the circus, Auguste and Whiteface. What are clowns?
You are correct.
The Circus 600. A Moscow Circus act features these animals trained in the art of juggling with the feet. What are bears?
You are correct.
We'll go with the circus for 800, please. $8,100. In circus slang, it's any town where the circus plays, and it's usually for more than one night. What's a stand?
You are correct.
And the circus for 1,000. $8,900 right now, doing good. Type of act that was a specialty of the Melendas. What's the high wire?
You are correct.
$9,900. Originally chartered as the Junior Citizens in 1915, they became known as this in the 1960s. What is Junior Achievement? No? Or Junior Citizens? Let's just say, what are the Boy Scouts?
Sorry?
No. Oh, the JCs.
You are correct.
JCs, okay. I can see how that makes sense. Next. Ancient Egypt 200. These structures were always built in the desert and always on the west bank of the Nile. What are pyramids? What were the pyramids?
You are correct.
Okay. Keep it going. The Egyptians were the first to use these to power boats, saving the strokers from strokes. Sails.
You are correct.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. State capitals. Though he lost to Sam Houston for president of Texas, the state capital is named for him. Who is Austin? Stephen F. Austin.
You are correct.
State capital is 400. At the priest, Minnesotans changed the name of Pig's Eye to this. What is Minneapolis?
Sorry?
Oh no, the other one. Rich. St. Paul, the other one, the other twin city.
You are correct.
Oh well. Let's move on. Well, there's one of the 2 daily doubles, the category of ancient Egypt. And I know for a fact that Rich is going to wager 1,000 on this clue. Based on the flooding of the Nile in June, the Egyptians had made a calendar of this many days, and Rich doesn't know.
You know the correct
That's
response?
365. Oh well. Since timber was in short supply, the wood of cedar trees was imported from this country. What is Lebanon?
You are correct.
All right. When the Ptolemies started ruling Egypt around 350 BC, they made this city the capital. What is Alexandria?
You are correct.
All right, over $10,000 right now. We're doing good. Let's go back to state capitals. A prospector who discovered gold nearby in 1880 lent his name to the state capital. Oh, Juneau in Alaska. That's right. Juneau, Alaska.
You are correct.
It was named for a certain Monsieur Chateau, who was a fur trader in the Dakota Territory. What is Pierre?
You are correct.
Uh-huh. Which is the capital of South Dakota. Mr. and Mrs. Daniel Boone are buried in a cemetery in this city. What is Frankfurt?
You are correct.
Kentucky, yeah. Well, let's go ahead and do famous quotes. Start there. In Imitation of Christ, Thomas A. Kempis said, "Man proposes, but God does this." What is disposes?
You are correct.
Famous quotes 400. Bartlett's List, Titus anyone? Just before, here's looking at you, kid, under this actor. Who is Humphrey Bogart?
You are correct.
Famous quotes for 600. And the answer there is the other daily double. How big will I go on this one? 13-1, please. In 1651, George Herbert wrote, "This is the best revenge." What is living well?
You are correct.
$26,200. St. Jerome said in the letter, "No athlete is crowned but in the sweat of this." What is his brow?
You are correct.
Right. In the picture of Dorian Gray, this author claimed all art is quite useless. Who's Oscar Wilde?
You are correct.
Now we have one category left, and that's hodgepodge. Hairy adjective describing sheep and mammoths. What is woolly?
You are correct.
400. me Anthony was raised in this religion. What is Quaker?
You are correct.
600. The science of calculating the position of a ship and directing its course. Nope.
Sorry.
Oh, navigation.
You are correct.
New York City landmark that was bombed in 1993. What's the World Trade Center?
You are correct.
Named for an English chemist who hadn't studied it, Daltonism is better known as this. Color blindness, okay.
You are correct.
Now we're moving on to Final Jeopardy, in which Erica will not be around because she's in the hole. And the category is Broadway lyrics. Alright. I know this one. Song from Fiddler on the Roof that asks, is this the little girl like Carrie? What's Sunrise Sunset?
Know the correct response?
So I'm going to end up with $58,800. I'll see you all for another game after the break.